What's up everybody, my name is Richie. I'm a V2 climber looking to get up to the V7 level. This week's a fun video. It's only one day of climbing, but we did climb for a couple of hours, so it's a long session. I'm still training for the triathlon, so it's taking up a lot of my time, but just a couple more weeks until the date of the race, so hopefully that will allow me to focus on climbing again pretty soon. But anyways, let's get into the climbing today. We start off with this warm-up climb. It's just a yellow, nothing too fancy here. We have to use this volume as an undercling. This is definitely not my strong suit. I have to use a lot of pressing force, which again I'm just not very good with. I'm not very used to it, but get some practice in on some of these easier climbs that use the undercling. So after we get that down, kind of finagle around a little bit until we can finally get that pushing pressure, then I get one foot up to the next foothold. It's very good footholds. It's a V0, so nothing too crazy up here. Get that long lunge. I can just barely reach the top hold. I need to shuffle my feet a little bit, but get that hand on the top hold, and then we bring the left hand over for the match. That brings us to the finish and on to climb number 2. Or I guess the first actual climb since that was a warm-up. This climb is a red V1. It's in the same area. It's on these little volumes. These volumes are always so awkward for me, but they're a lot of fun, so I work on getting that done. For the start, I kind of sit on the volume as you saw there, but then I bring my feet up, reach across to get this intermediary hold, and then I bring my left hand up for one of these two holds, and these holds are really good, so that's nice. It is a V1, so nothing too surprising there. Bring my right foot over, and I try to just pinch onto this little small volume because the top is anywhere on this little set of volumes. But then I don't really know where to put my left leg. I try to lean on my right leg a lot, but it doesn't feel like the friction's there enough for me to let go of my left hand. So it's kind of awkward for a second. Pretty much what I end up doing is shuffling around. My forearms get pretty pumped, so I jump down and give it another go in a second. Amal gives me some tips. He says that it might be better if I leave my left foot up on the volume. So I tried that this time around. We'll see how that works now. I also use this little foothold off the start. I feel like that helps a little bit. Lets me grab onto these middle holds a little bit easier. So this way I don't even have to match on the intermediary hold. Now, once we get both our hands up here, bring our right foot over just like we did last time, but this time I'm going to leave my left foot up top, and I'm going to put my right hand on the volume and bring my left hand over to match. This puts a lot of pressure on my shoulder, but we get it done, so that's a good send. This brings us on to climb number 2. This is a long red climb that you guys might recognize from last week or maybe the week before. I didn't get to finish it last time. I psyched myself out because of how high up it was, so this is going to be good to get revenge on it. Pretty much straightforward. The holds are really juggy. It is a longer climb, so it does wear out your forearms a little bit, but nothing too crazy. I can reach with my right hand over to the top hold. I actually got here last time, but just psyched myself out because of how high up it was. But this time I get the match for the send and dangle a little bit before dropping to the ground, and that's a good climb. For climb number 3, we work on this green climb for a little bit, and I don't know what was wrong with me on this one, but I just can't seem to figure out how to start this one for what seems like ages. I scrape my shin a little bit. Amal gives me some tips on how I might be able to do it, but I can't seem to make it work. I don't know if it's because of body portions or if I'm doing something wrong. So if you guys have any tips, please let me know in the comments. They're greatly appreciated. I'll read all of them. But yeah, this climb, I don't know what it is. I eventually do make some progress on it, so stay tuned for that. But it's just, I don't know what it is about this climb. I just can't seem to get it done. Eventually I play around with this heel hook over on the right side, and this is where I start to make some progress. I do tap my foot a little bit there, so this wouldn't be a good send, but it's alright, I don't get it anyway. One thing I really want to work on is being more sure of my footing. You can kind of see me dance around, especially in the 2 or 3 times speed, whatever this is. My foot kind of dances around a lot. It looks really jittery. I want to be more confident in my foot placement. But yeah, you can see that I get a pretty consistent start going. I do tap my foot off the mat occasionally, but by the end of the session, I do get pretty good at it, where I don't really need to tap my foot off the mat anymore, as you can see here. Then what I need to work on is the last little bit, because I can get my hands up to here, and I know that I probably need to get my foot all the way into the volume and my left foot up to one of the handholds, but it just seems really awkward to me, and I try grabbing for the top hold. Unfortunately, the top hold just doesn't really seem like it's feasible to hold on to. It doesn't really seem like I can support much of my weight at all on it. So after a few more attempts, we move on to this little purple climb. Nothing that I spent a lot of time on, but I'm always trying, as I wanted to give it a go. But after that, we move on to this bat hang orange. It's pretty cool. I don't make a lot of progress on it. I don't know if I'm going to spend a lot of time on this one, but it's fun to try things like this. I like the upside down. Makes me feel like Spider-Man. I can't really get my feet up there, so maybe I need to work on my ab strength. But I feel like every time I pull, my back just shoots backwards, and I can't bring my feet up. So I try it from the handstand really quick, but it feels super disorienting being upside down like that, so I don't really make it that far. But that's all right. Maybe we'll return to it. Maybe we won't. That's not one I'm planning on spending a lot of time on, though. Then there's this red slab climb. It's pretty cool. I like this one a lot, actually. It's a little bit further to reach than I thought it was going to be, but I'm able to reach that next handhold after shuffling around for a little bit. And then after that, I can bring my feet up. Anmal brought his feet up before touching the next climb, so that probably would have been easier, but I don't like to bring my feet up if I don't have to, so I brought them up at the very last moment. Then I tried this other red climb. That was a purple. Don't make a lot of progress on it, but play around with it for a little bit. Then I spent a lot of time on this green climb. These slopers are something that I'm not very used to at all. So pretty much just play around with it. I feel like the key to it is really getting the right angle. But again, if you guys have any tips, I'd be very happy to hear them in the comments. So feel free to leave a comment letting me know what I should do differently, how I should improve upon the skill. But I try to brute force it, and man, does this eat away at your forearms. It gets so difficult. Then I put my phone propped up against my chalk bag, but it slipped away a little bit when I went to go film. So I sped this section up by like 20 times. So I'll speed through that really quick. I make a little bit of progress, but nothing crazy. Then right here, this is going to be the last climb of the week. It's a pretty fun one. I did flash it, so you'll see it here. I start off facing towards the wall, but it just feels really awkward, so I spend a little bit of time pivoting. Pretty much bring my back to the wall, and I feel like this is going to be easier. It's going to make it easier for me to stay close to the wall. Amal did it facing the wall, so I think it can be done both ways, but this just felt better for me. Not really sure why. But once I bring my foot up one more time, can extend, and then I can touch the top just from there. And I actually almost fall right here because my shoulder hits against the wall. But don't worry, we get this end. So I hope you guys liked the video. Please consider subscribing if you like the content, and I'll see you guys next time.